Oh my goodness. It was such an ordeal getting this tripod working, and I don't even know if it is. Hello to anyone who's watching. I'll just give it a couple minutes, see if anyone comes, and then we can talk about Ariana Grande for a little bit. I don't have like a full hour today. Hey, my week's been good. Like I took Monday off because last Sunday was my birthday, so it was nice to have a day. And then, yeah, I just worked the rest of the week. I'm trying to think if anything exciting happened. It didn't. My birthday was good though. My boyfriend took me to some wineries and stuff, so it was really nice, kind of low key. Weird to not have a party because normally I love having parties and inviting people over, but it was nice to have kind of a low key thing. Cool presents. Yeah, well, my boyfriend got me jerseys for like one of my favorite, like my favorite soccer team, like not one of my favorite soccer teams. So one from a player that is no longer on the team, so it's really hard to find a jersey for him. So I was really excited about that. My friend got me one of the Lana poetry albums. So I had a feeling because we both love Lana, like that is what she would get me, but yeah. And then my sister got me another record for In the Heights, the musical. She got me the Urban Outfitters one, which is one that I was going to get. So, not going to get that one. I might get one of the ones from the official store. Yeah, the Urban Outfitters one, the color on that one I think is my favorite. I just love the blue. That's what it is, right? That really like the blue that matches the sky. I think that's might be my favorite one. If there's not like that, I think it was you that suggested that like color splatter vinyl, like with orange and green or something. But yeah, if it has to be like a solid color, the blue is perfect. The cream one will turn out white. Yeah, I was looking back at like, which one was it? Was it Less for Life? That was a Coke bottle clear vinyl, but it was like really light and clear. It wasn't like greenish like Coke bottles are. I don't know. Sometimes I think that her vinyl is a little bit off. I know it's not her fault explicitly, but sometimes I have noticed that. You had one that was darker than the Urban Outfitters one for Less for Life. Yeah, mine was really clear. And I bought it like a week early at Urban Outfitters. I always remember yeah, they put it out early. I don't know if I saw it put, I must have. I don't know. Yeah. I think you posted about this too, but the weird vinyl news was Vinyl Me Please increasing their subscription costs. This is just something that just bothers me because it used to be. So, if anyone's watching this and doesn't know about Vinyl Me Please, it's a monthly subscription service and they used to charge $29 a month, US dollars for within the US. I think it's more elsewhere, but within the US, it used to be 29 US dollars, decent price, fine. They increased it to $43 a month, which I think is like there is a lot of Vinyl Me Please drama, and it sort of I don't fully understand it. It kind of relates to like a reseller who like he buys like multiple copies and resells them. So some people are like, okay, so now that Vinyl Me Please knows that people will spend like $50, $60 on a record, they're gonna increase the prices for loyal members. Like really? They should limit it. Yeah, I don't know, but I guess people could make multiple email addresses. Yeah, different addresses probably. I don't know, like, but if you notice someone's reselling like multiple copies, like wouldn't you address that specifically? I don't know. Yeah, I guess the reseller, there's nothing wrong with reselling. I've resold ones that I didn't want. That's fine. But this is a specific person who like his point is to buy multiples and resell. Like that's the point. And a lot of people are really mad. They increased that's a pretty steep like price increase, I think. Like it's way too much. So I think I'm gonna have to cancel my subscription. Um, yeah, just the reselling is like its whole separate issue, but the price increase is kind of absurd. I'm not spending $43 on that when I don't even know if I'm gonna like the records. I don't know. Like there's some, like Belladonna, this Stevie Nicks one. I think that could be worth like $43. I think certain other ones I've got are, but like so this last month's record was like a John Mayer record. I don't really like him, so that wouldn't have been worth it for me. I'm not spending that much. The Stevie, I don't know. Sometimes like before the end of the month, they have swaps. So before you close, like lock into the record of the month, you can actually swap it for previous records of the month and different store releases, and it varies every single time. So if it's not available like just in the store, it might be available that way. But I don't know if I advocate, like I can advocate. I don't know how to pronounce that word properly. I don't know if I would recommend signing up for Vinyl Me Please membership right now. So, well, I don't know. I resold, I kind of kicked myself for this one. I got the Gorillaz record and I just like didn't want it. So I resold it for like, it was on eBay, so it was a bid, I think, and it was like $60, $70 by the end of it. But that was a bid. I don't feel bad about that. And it was just one copy. If I put in like, I don't know, if I had like 100 copies and was trying to sell them all, that'd be kind of, I think, a little bit much. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I like the service. Sold your Ariana vinyl for $50. I think these are all fine prices though. Whoa, really? Like cheapest price 150, so you sold it for 50. That's really nice of you. I never want to like rip people off if I'm selling, but I would want to like, you know, make it worth it. Like with I don't know. But like for the Taylor Swift like folklore vinyls, I know a lot of people are probably gonna get them and resell them, and they're probably gonna be so expensive. That's why I bought so many. Like I knew it would be a whole ordeal to buy them later because it is for someone sold all versions for over 1,000 for like every folklore record. How many versions are there? Because there was like 8 listed, and then she listed another one, and then there's like another one. I don't know. 8 versions. There's one listed in the store still. A lot of people are getting their merch already, which is super exciting because I didn't want to wait until like January to get my cardigan. No one's gotten their cardigan yet, but people are getting like hoodies and stuff that said it was going to be shipping in like 6 to 8 weeks. That stuff is shipping now. So if 6 to 8 weeks listing means, hi Carl, we're just talking about Taylor Swift, but feel free to chime in. Like if you want to talk about anything else. Yeah, the vinyl, I think it literally takes that long to make. Like I don't think that is an option to speed that up. I think it will take at least like I would say at least 3 months to make minimum. You have yet to listen to her album. I really like it. Spoiler, I really love Taylor Swift, but I am a big fan of folklore. I think it's probably a really good one for people who might not like her as much. I think it's a little bit, it's different. There's some tracks that I think a lot of people would like. Yeah, Cardigan, I really like. Betty, I think is one of my favorite songs. It's a little bit more like country for sure, but Betty's one of my favorites. I like the bonus track. I think that's what we're gonna call it. The bonus track, which is called The Lakes. Do I still like Courtney Love? I still like her music. I am like very conflicted on her as a person. I guess like I don't know if I've said this. I'm sure I've said it in a video, but like somebody I know designed her tour merch and she like didn't pay him specifically. Like intentionally tried to get out of paying him, so that really rubbed me the wrong way. But as far as like as a musician and an artist, I still really like her. We definitely can separate music from the artist for sure. In most cases, I would say 99% of cases, I can separate art from artists. Unless their art is like, I don't know. And if they were, I don't know, if they were a horrible murderer and they sang about murdering people, I wouldn't like their music, you know? Like if I don't know. I think Courtney's a really great artist and an amazing poet, and it's just unfortunate that she can be a bit shady, I suppose. I suppose that's the way to say it. But I still admire her work. Like I haven't got rid of any of the collection I've had. I still listen to her music, but yeah. She didn't Do I own the Taylor Swift Reputation magazine? I do. I own both of them. I went to Target the day that album came out and got both of them. So, yeah, I have that. I have a lot of Reputation stuff, actually, like maybe too much. Um, I have still not sure if Reputation remains my favorite record. I like Reputation. I mean, I've said it a billion times. Reputation is very much one of my favorite Taylor Swift records, but Folklore I really like. And it's interesting for me, and I think for a lot of people, like it's more about like what you need rather than what I think is actually good. Oh, Red is so good. That is definitely in my top three. My top three, and I don't know which is the winner of those top three. I definitely would say Folklore, Reputation, and Red. I just think Red is really good too. I'm writing and planning a video about Red that is going to go up in September. This month it's Katy Perry Teenage Dream, but still own the notebook from the Red era. I love like old or Taylor Swift like memorabilia. It just makes me feel happy. We need to see if the records stand the test of time. I definitely agree with that. It'll be interesting to see how folklore holds up because I think like thematically the point is that she wants it to have that longevity like the concept of folklore, like folklore stories do. And I think the question was, do you like Dua Lipa? I do. We talked about Future Nostalgia when that came out. Really like that album. I thought it was pretty good. It's one that I'm going to get on vinyl, but I haven't yet. And I really like it. I like all the hits from it, I guess, a lot. Like Physical. She did a music video that was like a workout video for Physical, and I did that workout, and it was actually harder than I thought it would be, but I really liked it. She covered Dua Lipa when she drops the remix album. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I forgot that was happening. So it's like the same album but remixes of every track. Is that right? Yeah, Future Nostalgia is like it's a good era. I would like to cover that. And that'll be a good time to do it when the remix album comes out. I really like her voice too. There's a certain like quality to it that I just think is very cool. I think I saw you made a comment about the lakes earlier and how the lakes deserved better, the Taylor Swift bonus track. I really liked that song, and I don't know why it was a bonus track instead of just being on the album. I mean, kind of, because it's very different than the rest of the album, but I don't know. Everyone was like, she's going to make an announcement today, like saying she's married or that she had a baby or something. And that's why she waited 2 weeks. I don't know why she waited 2 weeks, but I, I don't know. I don't mind it being a bonus track as long as we have it on CD and vinyl. I think it's on some of the vinyl editions. Is it on all of them? I cannot remember, and now the listings aren't on the store, so I can't see it. The only vinyl that is in the Trees version that's still on the store. It includes the lakes. You still buy CDs? I buy some CDs. I just went to Target this morning and got the two versions that they have. I asked the lady there, it's like, what, like, where is the Taylor Swift new album? And she was like, there are two versions, so you should get both. I was like, okay, well. I would love to buy a signed CD. They had one for the Lover era, but they, the CD labels? Do I hate the CD labels? What do you mean? Let me get my copies. It's over here. I haven't opened them yet, so I don't know what the CD discs. I haven't looked at them yet. I love the parental advisory sticker. It just like makes me happy to see that. I've always wanted her to like, I don't know, not censor herself so much. I hate, what I really hate is the packaging on CDs because I could never open it properly. Ow. I don't like this one. Yeah, we can do an unboxing. This one, so I don't know if Target is, I don't know if they ship like worldwide or anything. But this is a Target exclusive version, and I don't know what that means. It just says Target exclusive. It says Meet Me Behind the Mall edition, collectible cover and booklet. And yeah, technically, they're all collectible. Imagine only buying the Target exclusive from her web store. Was this on the web store? Okay. I buy CDs for albums that I really like, though, because I like to listen or have CD versions of albums that I love while I'm driving in my car because, like, I don't know, if my phone is dead or if I need it for directions and it's low in battery or something, I like to have CDs. So here's the Target exclusive version. Is it really cracked already? That's honestly probably my fault. I also bought red wine and the bottle might have cracked it, but it doesn't feel cracked. It's very confusing. I think it's just scratched right there. So this is, yeah, I see what you mean. Like it's the same as the cover. What CDs do I currently have in my car? I think I've Norman fucking Rockwell, Kesha's Rainbow album, and then I have Lover, I have Reputation. I have 6 CDs that I can put in my car. And then I have like one mixtape I made in high school. I used to make like dozens of mixtape CDs and I just like to listen to them sometimes because like I don't know, it just takes me back. I was very repetitive with my mixtape making. Here is the CD. I don't know what's collectible about the booklet except for the fact that it's different than the other booklets. Is that the only difference? I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I did buy it. I would have bought it anyways, but like, is that the only difference? I think that might be the only difference. I mean, the booklet's nice. I don't know. I don't usually spend a lot of time reading booklets for CDs. Although the one Taylor Swift thing, like, I do want to talk about before we get to Ariana, is who the heck is William Bowery? Because I know in the grand scheme of things it's probably not that important. Yeah, all the lyrics are in there. So, but William Bowery, for people who haven't like read about this yet, he's a singer-songwriter who wrote Exile and Betty, which are my favorite 2 songs, so I really want to know who he is. But he like doesn't exist, and I really want to know. There's so many theories out there, and I'm just like impatient. I would love to know right now. Who do you guys think it is? Do you have any theories? A lot of people think it's Joe, and I think like it has to be someone with casual access to her because it's somebody who brought her an idea. So he came up with the idea for Exile first. So like who Exile and Betty are my least fave. I love how different tastes are. That's so funny because somebody said it's not even like about what your taste is. It's like what you need. It's like a personality test almost. Like what songs stand out to you the most. Yeah, I know a little bit about her personal life, but like I don't know. Like I don't know who William Bower is and I want to know. I have to say I really like her collaborations with Aaron Dessner. What are your favorite songs then? If Exile and Betty, that's so funny. My two favorites are your least favorites. What are your favorites? I'm very I very much want to know. I just think it's interesting because I don't think there's a bad song on here. Oh, so you don't like his voice? Like that's fair. I what if William is her? I saw somebody float that theory on Reddit actually. I saw somebody say like maybe it's her version of like I don't know, it's her writing the male persona or something like that. I think that'd be interesting. So your favorites are This Is Me Trying, Seven, August, Cardigan. Love those two. I've been listening to August a lot. I think that's a beautiful song, and Seven as well. I love the bridge in that. I don't think there's any bad songs on here. Some are, it gives me Lady Gaga male persona vibes. Actually, totally. Like, I had that thought. I was like, who would, like, if it's not a man, like, which female singer would, would go with a male identity? And it was like, well, Gaga? I don't know. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I was like, conspiracy theories, who is it? But I don't know. It's like who would not want to be directly credited for working with Taylor Swift? Like who wouldn't want that? Many people say that her lyrics are very Lana. They are. In addition to being very Lana, are you talking about William Bowery's lyrics specifically, or like I find the album more Ed Sheeran? I don't know. Like it's interesting because if we're talking about Exile and Betty, the William Bowery songs, like it's interesting because they're so theatrical. Like they're talking about like movies and films and theater and all of this stuff. So it is interesting to wonder who would be thinking about that. I'm not a huge Ed Sheeran fan either. I just don't like. There's no spark there for me. I've seen him live. He's fine live. Like there's no problems, but it's just not necessarily my thing. I guess. I like a few of his songs, but what was the other comment? What are your thoughts on Free Britney? We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if anything has changed, but my general thoughts are like, I hope she's all right. I don't know. It seems shady what's going on with her. I don't know. Like, if she really needs help, are these the people who are best suited to give it to her, people who can benefit from it? It just seems unethical. I don't like it. I don't know if anything new's happened lately, but it's a sad situation no matter what the outcome is. Yeah, I want her to be healthy. I want her to have agency over her own life where possible. And yeah, I just feel sad for her. And I hope ultimately she is able to do what she wants to do because I think she's very talented. For sure. This Is Me Trying is such a Lana song title. Um, yeah. There are certain parts, like, okay, so the Needle Drop did a review of Folklore where he said that, which song did he say? Cardigan. He said Cardigan was a complete like ripoff of a Lana song. Like he said, this level of biting of one's contemporary is like unforgivable and unflattering. And I was like, that's a little much, I think. I don't know. I haven't listened to Avril's newer stuff, but I do like Avril's older stuff so much. So maybe I should give her newer stuff a try. He was not having it with Cardigan. I thought he was like unnecessarily harsh, and I don't think his criticism is accurate. I think that like there are some obvious Lana influences, but I think like I hear Mazzy Star like throughout this album, like throughout, especially in like August and songs like I don't know. There's like a little bit of Lana, but there's a lot of other influences. Yeah, the needle drop is a little harsh. Sometimes he sounds like too verbose. I'm like, what are you actually trying to say? I don't know. I watched his review on Sweetener like while I was listening to the album this week. It's like it's interesting. I don't know. I'm the type of person when I'm like writing a video or like trying to communicate, I want to communicate as quickly as possible. I'm not, I don't know. That's just my personal style. So sometimes I'm like, I don't really understand what he's trying to say. I mean, I do understand it, but he's like, wasn't he post? I don't know if that's true. Isn't his wife black? I don't know if that's true, but I love Sweetener. Let's talk about Sweetener. I love this album. It reminds me so specifically of when I was in San Francisco with one of my friends and we were driving a Big Sur and we were listening to this album on the way. So this is what Sweetener always makes me think of. Like with a lot of albums, there's always one event or time in my life and where I was first sort of listening to it that it brings me back to. And for me, Sweetener is driving a Big Sur. I love Pete Davidson's song. I actually really like that song, and it kind of makes me sad to listen to. Um, Many people hate Pharrell's production. Wait, I'll read the whole comment. Sweetener has a special place in my heart. I love its vibe and throwback sound. Yeah, the throwback sound was something that stood out to me a lot when I was listening to it all the way through, and I really like that part too. People hate Pharrell's production. I think it works, like with the songs. I think fans say it sounds cheap, unfinished, and dated. I couldn't disagree more. It sounds so fresh to me even 2 years later. It does. Like I think fresh and like bright. I don't know if that's the best word for it, but like to me it's a very bright album. Like it always sounds, I don't know, like the end of summer. It's very bright. It's very nice. I like her just overall, and didn't I haven't listened to the full album in so long, but like there are some really cool vocal moments, like when her cover of like Raindrops at the beginning. Successful reminds me of Beyonce, Blow, and then didn't Pharrell produce Blow as well? I don't actually know. Max Martin did a great job as well. No Tears Left to Cry is favorite Ariana song. So 80s. It is absolutely. I thought that too. So hyped for the album. Is the first time I was this excited about an Ariana album. I think this was like a really strong time for her vocally. And like her music at this point, I think was just really strong throughout. I don't understand why she covered Raindrops. Like, I think it's beautiful. And I think I like the original song. And I think she sounds beautiful covering it. But I just didn't understand like why. But I did like it. And why she only covered like part of it. Sweetener is such a fun summer album. I totally agree with that. Like it makes me feel like, I don't know, summer adventures. Good Night and Go was also covered. I didn't actually realize that. Wait, who was it originally? Oh, I didn't realize. Imogen Heap. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. But I didn't realize that. I really like that song. It actually fit in, I thought, pretty well. Like, I love all songs, but it's hard to choose favorites. But my least favorite song is Every Time. It's a bit basic, and I tend to skip it. Even Ariana trashed it. Yeah, I thought it was good, but I do understand that. I like REM. I like the song Sweetener. What do you guys think of that song? Because like I've heard people say they like straight up hate that track. But I like it and I think it's catchy and fun and I don't know. I like it. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's fine. Wait, did I freeze? Yeah, it is. I think it's just like a fun kind of upbeat sound. Again, it makes me think of my trip to San Francisco a few years ago, so it just like makes me happy and think of like running away to the woods. Which is like not the sound of the song at all, but it makes me think of like a happy time in my life. It's a fun trap vibe song, totally. I didn't realize, like, I don't know what other songs Pharrell has produced. Like, on this album, I really like his production. What do I think about The Light Is Coming? I like it. I actually think it's I think it's good. What do you guys think of The Light Is Coming? I don't know. I really like Nicki Minaj. I think she's really talented. I think it's cool. Like it definitely stands out on the album, and it doesn't necessarily fit into the vibe of the rest of the tracks. Like I would definitely agree with that assessment I've seen people make, but I like it. It is very polarizing. So I know some people didn't like it, but I thought it was an interesting concept. I thought the video was pretty cool too. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I thought the video was cool. I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was fun. Prefer Get on Your Knees with Ari and Nikki. I don't know if I've heard that. The music videos for this era were perfect. The No Tears Left to Cry. I'm so bad with acronyms. No Tears Left to Cry is one of my favorite music videos ever. It's so unique. Yeah, it really is. I was also watching that today, like to refresh before this. But there's some really cool visuals, and it was a strong era for her. I know it was a hard time in her life, but like she was, I don't know, she produced some great work during that time. I didn't like the album cover that much, a bit boring. Other than that, we needed more singles. What were the singles? Let me look. There was only three. No Tears Left to Cry, God is a Woman, and Breathe, and were the only singles. Random question, do I have TikTok? I do. I don't really post anything. I just watch videos, but I think it's just my full name. Sangeeta underscore Ronade. It should come up. God is a Woman music video was stunning. Yeah, it really was. I don't know. It's a very it was a very hard time for her, so like I hesitate to say like this was something that she should try to like repeat, but I think that she was able at this time to be so strong and produce so much great stuff. um yeah, I don't know. And Get Well Soon is the final track. It has, correct me if I'm wrong, but it has silence at the end. There's 40 seconds of silence, making the song 5 minutes and 22 seconds long. Some listeners speculate the song and the length are the date of the Manchester Arena bombing, which took place on May 22nd. So, um, on the CD, not on the vinyl. I see. What other song? I saw the question. What other songs would I have made a single? I don't know. I like the song Sweetener, but that's like my apparently unpopular opinion. I was watching some other like videos of people reacting to the album, and people are like, "Oh, Sweetener's like I skip it every time." I'm like, "Why? It's so good." Like what I was talking about when I said this album like has this bright, like I don't know, shimmery, like summery quality to it that I really like, and Sweetener is a song from that. Imagine a video for a successful, like seven rings but colorful. Successful, just there's a like it's a sound on TikTok. There, so every time I hear that, I think of TikToks. But I like the song "Successful" too. I don't know. I think Sweetener, REM, those are like my favorite songs. I think Blazed is really good too. I actually the album isn't very cohesive. I mean, She's Having Light is Coming and Successful on the same record, but I like that we're getting different kinds of music. Records tend to be one dimensional when they're cohesive. It's hard to pull that off. I kind of agree. Like, I like, so obviously, I like a good concept album. I talk about that all the time. But in that case, it kind of makes sense for albums to be cohesive, but I do kind of like it when albums are like a sampling in some ways of like what an artist has been like working on. I don't mind at all, especially in the streaming era, if if albums aren't cohesive. I was watching a React video, and someone at the end of this album was like, "It's so cohesive." I'm like, "Is it?" I don't know if that's true. Like, there are certain songs that are quite cohesive, but there are little pops throughout the album that are just not, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The streaming era is kind of destroying albums. Yeah, it is interesting. I don't know, like, what did someone say that I thought was interesting? They said something about how people only care about putting on like one or two good songs on an album because it's the streaming era. I'm like, what? Like, people used to care about that before the streaming era. Like, people only make like a few good singles, so you would buy the entire thing, and it didn't even matter what was on the rest. Putting a lot of songs on an album for streams, even old songs. The streaming era is definitely interesting. Like, just to see, I don't know, the evolution of what. Because things are changing in October. Is that right? Like, for streaming numbers, like what we're counting for. Oh, no, that's for album sales. The streaming thing already changed. Is that right? Because now YouTube streams and stuff count a little bit differently, I think. I don't know. I'm only like 90% sure of that. I saw Ariana Grande live. I just remembered for the Dangerous Women tour because Little Mix was opening and I really like Little Mix, so I wanted to go. My friend Haley and I went. And of course, because we're seeing Ariana Grande, we decided to stay and watch her, and she's quite good live. Like, obviously, vocally, she's amazing. I saw her in the Sweetener tour. It was amazing. That would have been a cool tour. Didn't she combine this album? Like, when she toured, didn't she combine it with Thank You Next because it came out so soon after? Am I hallucinating? Both albums on tour. Yeah. That would have been cool. Some people are saying that's what Taylor's going to do with Folklore and Lover. I don't think those albums go together at all, but I think it's an interesting concept. Yeah, I like Dangerous Woman a lot. I think vocally, like, there's some really strong moments on Dangerous Woman that I think is, I don't know, I like a lot of songs from that, but I like Thank You Next a lot too. Do I know she named her new perfume REM? I didn't know that. I knew there was like, what's, what's the cloud one? I don't know. I've never bought Ariana Grande perfume. The only like celebrity perfume I ever got was Taylor's. Ariana might be the dreamiest song she ever did. It was originally recorded by Beyonce. Really? That's interesting. I actually really love hearing about stuff like that. Like, who like recorded the demo, who recorded the song originally, all that kind of stuff. I heard a snippet, but it did nothing for me. Ariana changed some of the lyrics and added the layered vocals. It's a well-known fact that Ariana loves harmonies. Yeah, I mean, she's very smart vocally. I think she, like, as a Broadway performer as a child, I think she has an understanding of her vocals and vocals in general that I think is somewhat unusual, but I think it's cool. It was for Beyonce's self-titled album. I'll have to look at that demo. That'll be interesting to hear. I like Beyonce a lot, but I think, I don't know. I think it's a perfect song for Ariana. I think, but you're right. Like, those layered vocals are so good. I used to love Beyonce, but now I prefer Ariana. I think Beyonce, like, for me, I like her music, but where Beyonce like stands out to me and like is just so amazing is her entire performance. Like, it's not just the music. Like, watching performances from her is my favorite thing. Her latest projects are just okay, even with all the impact. I haven't watched her new, is it a movie? I don't actually know, but I know there was something. Beyonce is more about the bigger picture. I think she's like an overall performer. Like, she's a singer and she's a good singer, but I think for her it's like the production value throughout and like her videos are so good. I think that's one thing that makes her really stand out. And I think she's really good at that. There's nothing wrong with like standing out because you produce really good videos specifically, like, but she does. I haven't watched her movie. For You, There's Nothing Human About Beyonce. I think she's like incredibly, like, I don't know, like for me, when I hear about like Taylor Swift, and who I obviously is like one of my favorites ever, or like Kesha or someone like that. I think of them as like a person. Like, I don't know, but I don't know much about Beyonce's life. I think of her as like just, I don't know. Maybe I know what you mean. I'm not sure. I want to watch her like the movie Black is King because I am really fascinated with Beyonce as a like with all of her videos and like her high like she seems calculated. I agree, and I'm not going to say calculated is like a bad negative word. I think she's very intentional. I think she's very like curated. Maybe that's what another way of saying it. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But I don't know. She's like very, yeah, I don't know. Taylor Swift always is like, well, people say I'm calculated, but I don't know why that's a bad thing. I'm like, I don't know. It does have a negative implication or whatever, but I don't mean it that way. I think we'll never know who she actually is, even with all of her personal music and messages. I think that's fun. Like, I think that's probably good for her. Your sister used to be afraid of her? Why? um, I personally am terrified of her fans. Um, yeah. I'm terrified of like a lot of hardcore fans of a lot of different artists, though, to be honest. Like, it's not like cute to be like, oh, we harassed this person. Like, it's not cool. She thought she was queen of the Illuminati. That's actually really funny. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't gone down like an Illuminati rabbit hole, so I don't know all the conspiracy theories about it. How did I like Thank You Next? I really liked it. I liked when the music video came out. I like it when people make their music videos or their new single like a huge event. I think that's really cool. I think it's unique. Like it doesn't happen as much. So it was like a huge event when that music video came out. And I think it was creative and fun. I liked it. But I don't know. I like the song. I like the album itself. Both Ariana and Taylor showed the world you can create a great record in a few months. Totally. The visuals were amazing. What other songs? I can't even think. What other songs were on that album? The song, like the title track. I love. It definitely had an interesting like sound compared to Sweetener. Like when you compare the two albums, but I think that I really like it. Um, yeah, I like the song NASA. I like Bloodline. To be honest, I don't get why Adele and Rihanna need half a decade for an album. I don't know. Like, didn't Rihanna say new music was coming soon? Won't be better than Folklore for sure. I don't like. I like Rihanna, but I don't know much about her. I know she's been working on like Fenty beauty, makeup, and skincare now. She promised an album in 2019. I don't blame anyone if they like got distracted by 2020, but it'd be cool to hear new music from her soon. I really like her. Her older stuff, I think, is great. Um, but I don't know much about Adele. I like her music, and her James Bond theme is my ultimate favorite James Bond theme. But I do like Adele, but I don't know much about her like personal life. I know she lost weight, and a lot of people were mad about it. So that's all I really know about her personal life. I kind of hate how music artists milk the makeup thing, and their makeup lines really that good? Are their makeup lines really that good? What I will say is the only one I've ever bought is Kesha's line. I bought the entire thing, and I liked it. I thought it was perfect for her. It was just like a little collection. It was a palette, eyeliner, and like a lip gloss. I think that was it. And yeah, and the palette was really good. It was very bright, colorful, and sparkly and glittery, which is perfect for Kesha. And it was just like the one thing. I thought that was great. Now, sometimes, like for Fenty Beauty, I think one of the things about Fenty coming out was that she had so many different shades for like different skin tone shades, which was really important because a lot of brands just have like two or three, like really embarrassingly non-diverse things. But Fenty came out with that, so I think that's cool. And I think that, well, I heard Alicia Keys was coming out with a skincare line, which is cool because I know she had said she didn't want to make she didn't want to wear makeup that much. So I think it's cool that she's coming out with a skincare line. Like, I think that makes sense. Selena, I saw that Rare Beauty, is that what it's called, is coming out. Yeah, Rihanna's is innovative. I can't say that word, but hers, like, there's like a thing that she was doing, and Gaga seems fine. My friend's a huge Gaga fan, and she's got some of the things from it, and she really likes it. I just don't know as a non-Gaga, like I am a Gaga fan, but like as a non-hardcore Gaga fan, that I would feel like inclined to buy it. I just don't know that there's something Gaga just does it for the money. I don't know. I think she does like makeup. So it kind of makes sense for her, but I don't know that there's anything about it that's particularly like I need it. Like, and I love makeup. I buy a lot of makeup. But I don't know, like if Taylor Swift came out with a makeup collection, I probably wouldn't, like I wouldn't buy it. Because, well, maybe, no, that's a lie. I would buy it, but I wouldn't think it was like that important of a thing. I don't know what, if Taylor Swift, like, okay, so for comparison, like to say what I think would be a good idea, and we'll use Taylor as an example. Taylor, you're right, I would buy it. Taylor should not have like her own makeup like line, but I think it would be cool if she had like her signature red lip, which is a thing for her, or a signature like black, like what Kesha did, something like that. I think would be good. Like she could collaborate with a brand that already exists, and she could sell it exclusive in her store, I'm sure. But I don't know, something like that. I would buy it, but I wouldn't be like happy. I don't know. I would definitely buy it though. But like Anastasia Beverly Hills, like it's there's this whole drama around it now. But I think sometimes they have palettes like with Alyssa Edwards, who's a drag queen. Like she was able to collab with ABH and come up with a really cool, colorful makeup palette. I think that's cool options for celebrities to do. I don't know. It's like overkill for everybody. I have a makeup line. Like the beauty industry is so oversaturated. The beauty industry is a mess. I can only imagine. I just think it's oversaturated. Like there's so many releases and ColourPop has like new palettes every single week. It's kind of extreme. And I don't think, I don't know, like I like it when, oh, oh, the Jeffree Star thing. um, I don't even know. I've owned Jeffree Star makeup in the past, but what I had left, I popped out of the palettes and put them into another palette. Like, I don't know. I just didn't want to look at it. I don't really like Jeffree Star. Jeffree, I think if he's not, I don't know. Like before I knew about him, just looking at some of his videos, like I don't know, it's like why I watch Real Housewives. Like it's kind of fun to see people have like very different lives and stuff. But like I don't know, once I found out all of this stuff about him, I just like couldn't. He looks like the evil version of Celine Dion. Is that what you said? That's really funny. He is, but I don't think he's like actually that scary because you know how people are like, if I end up dead in a ditch, it's because Jeffree Star came for me. I'm like, I don't really think he's like scary. I think he's like kind of a try hard. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Yeah, I don't know. He's like apparently, not apparently, there's video. He's like a huge racist. And he always apologizes and then doesn't get better. So I'm not impressed with that. I'm like, if you're going to apologize, like try to fix yourself. I So I really like drag queen, like RuPaul's Drag Race, the show. It's definitely an extreme, makeup look. I get that it's not for everyone, but I really like Drag Race and drag queens. I wouldn't count Jeffree Star in that though. Jeffree Star is his own situation. I don't know. Drag queens are very friendly, in my experience. Um, yeah. Only about the looks, okay? Well, I actually probably have to get going soon. I have to have dinner. But what album do you want to talk about next time? I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. If there's. So I don't know about the next 2 weeks, but I know for sure on the 28th, I want to talk about Teenage Dream because I'm planning on my Teenage Dream video going up that week. So we can talk about it like after the video comes out. But for next week, the 14th, I don't want to do like Lana. I don't want to do Taylor, and I don't want to do Ariana because like these are people that we've talked about. I want to like do something new. Well, my Lindsay Lohan album from Urban Outfitters is going to be here by next week, so we could talk about that. What's it called? Speak. We talk about Lindsay Lohan. We can cover the Fame Monster era. That's good too. I don't know if the record will be here by then, but I think it's supposed to ship on the 14th. So if it's not here by then, I'll at least I can show it. Yeah, we can do Gaga, the Fame Monster era. That sounds good to me. We'll do the whole thing. All right. But I gotta go. But it was fun to talk as always. Um, we will talk next Friday about the Fame Monster. And I hope you have a good week. I'll talk to you. Oh, yeah, then that's perfect. We can talk about it right before its birthday. That means I'll probably get the album right around the 19th, just in time. All right. Well, have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.